Hello there, I'm Dr. Sarah Mitchell, and I've spent over 20 years specializing in nutritional medicine for older adults. My passion has always been helping people just like you understand how your body's nutritional needs change as you move through your golden years. Today, I want to talk about something that often gets overlooked but can significantly impact your health and longevity: subtle signs of nutrient deficiencies. Have you ever experienced unusual symptoms that seemed minor, so you just brushed them off? Perhaps some strange cracks at the corner of your mouth, or unusual fatigue that coffee just doesn't seem to fix? Many people dismiss these as just normal signs of aging, but sometimes these subtle changes can actually be your body sending important messages about nutritional gaps that could be shortening your lifespan without you even realizing it. Our bodies are remarkable at adapting to less than ideal conditions, but they do send us signals when essential nutrients are running low. Ignoring these signals could mean missing critical opportunities to correct deficiencies before they lead to serious health complications that can rob you of precious, healthy years. In today's video, we'll explore 5 subtle physical signs that might indicate important nutrient deficiencies, especially once you've passed age 50. If you've been experiencing any of these symptoms, it's time to pay attention. These signs can be easy to dismiss, but they might be your body's way of alerting you to nutritional gaps before more serious problems develop. Stay with me until the end, because the 5th sign we'll discuss is the one most commonly overlooked by both patients and doctors, yet it could be the most important indicator of a deficiency that affects your long-term brain health. Before we begin, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and tap the notification bell. This way, you'll never miss any of our videos filled with health information specially tailored for you. If you find this video helpful, please type yes in the comments. If it wasn't helpful, type no. Your feedback helps me create content that truly addresses your needs. Now, let's get started with our first subtle sign of nutrient deficiency. First sign, changes to your tongue, warning about B vitamins. One of the most frequently overlooked places where nutrient deficiencies show up is right in your mouth, specifically, on your tongue. Many older adults notice changes to their tongue's appearance or sensation but dismiss these as unimportant. However, these changes can actually be significant indicators that your body is missing critical B vitamins. As we age, our ability to absorb vitamin B12, folate, and other B vitamins naturally decreases. This happens for several reasons. Our stomach acid production often declines, many common medications can interfere with absorption, and our dietary habits might change. When these key nutrients run low, one of the first places it shows up is on your tongue. Here's what's happening. B vitamins are essential for cellular regeneration, especially in fast-growing tissues like the tiny papillae on your tongue. These papillae are those small bumps that cover the surface of your tongue. When B vitamins run low, these papillae can begin to disappear, leading to what doctors call a smooth tongue or glossitis. Your tongue might appear unusually red, feel sensitive or burning, or develop a strange smooth, glossy appearance in patches or across the entire surface. In more significant deficiencies, you might even notice pain, increased sensitivity to spicy or acidic foods, or changes in your sense of taste. These aren't just annoying symptoms, they can be early warning signs of deficiencies that increase your risk of anemia, neurological problems, and even cognitive decline. Take Margaret, for instance. She's 67 and had been noticing her tongue felt unusually sensitive and appeared redder than normal for several months. She assumed it was just an irritation from her morning coffee or perhaps a side effect of her blood pressure medication. When she finally mentioned it during a routine checkup, blood tests revealed significantly low vitamin B12 levels. It turned out she had developed a condition that reduced her ability to absorb this crucial nutrient from food. By starting B12 supplementation and making some dietary changes, her tongue symptoms improved within weeks. More importantly, Addressing this deficiency early helps prevent the development of potentially irreversible nerve damage that can happen when B12 deficiency goes untreated. Want to do a quick check of your own tongue? Try this: stand in front of a mirror in good lighting, stick out your tongue, and look closely at the surface. A healthy tongue should be pink with a slightly rough texture from all those tiny papillae. If your tongue appears very red, unusually smooth in patches, or has a beef-like appearance, it might be worth discussing B vitamin levels with your healthcare provider. Ignoring changes to your tongue could mean missing an early warning sign of nutritional deficiencies that can impact your energy levels, nerve function, and even cognitive health. If you've noticed any unusual changes to your tongue's appearance or sensation, don't just assume it's a normal part of aging. Consider it a potential nutritional wake-up call that deserves attention. Second sign: brittle nails, a mineral deficiency signal. If you've noticed your fingernails becoming increasingly brittle, splitting easily, or developing ridges as you've gotten older, you might be tempted to write it off as just another inevitable sign of aging. But those changes to your nails could actually be signaling important mineral deficiencies that affect far more than just your manicure. They could be impacting your bone health, immune function, and even your heart. Many people don't realize that our nails are actually windows into our internal nutritional status, particularly when it comes to minerals like iron, zinc, and magnesium. As we age past 50, our absorption of these critical minerals often decreases due to changes in stomach acid production, while our need for some of them actually increases. Here's what happens: your nails, like your hair and skin, are made up of a protein called keratin. The formation of strong, healthy keratin depends on having adequate minerals available. When these minerals run low, your nail-forming cells can't create the same strong, flexible nail plates they once did. The result is brittle nails that split, peel, or break easily. In some cases, you might also notice white spots, unusual ridges, or even a spoon-like concave shape to your nails. In more significant deficiencies, these nail changes can be accompanied by fatigue, decreased immune function, and even impacts on heart rhythm and bone density. That's because minerals like iron, zinc, and magnesium play crucial roles throughout your body, not just in your nails. Consider David's experience. At age 73, he noticed his fingernails had become increasingly brittle over the course of a year, splitting painfully at the slightest pressure. He initially dismissed it as normal aging and tried various nail strengthening polishes without success. When he finally mentioned it to his doctor, testing revealed significantly low iron and zinc levels. As it turned out, his long-term use of acid-reducing medication for heartburn had been interfering with his absorption of these essential minerals. By adjusting his supplement regimen and making dietary changes to include more mineral-rich foods, his nail strength improved within months. More importantly, addressing these deficiencies helped improve his energy levels and immune function, potentially preventing more serious complications down the road. Here's a simple assessment you can try at home. Look closely at your fingernails in good lighting. Press gently on the center of your nail, then release. A healthy nail should be relatively smooth without significant ridges, have a slight pink color, and feel strong and flexible rather than brittle. If you notice horizontal ridges, white spots, or your nails break or split easily, it might be worth investigating your mineral status. Ignoring these changes to your nails isn't just a cosmetic issue, it could mean missing important clues about nutritional deficiencies that affect your overall health and longevity. If you've noticed increasing brittleness or other changes to your nails as you've aged, consider it your body's way of signaling that it needs more nutritional support. If you're still with me and finding this information valuable, please type learning in the comments to let me know you're here. Your engagement helps me create more content specifically designed for your needs. Third sign: cracks at the corners of your mouth, a hidden vitamin shortage. Have you noticed persistent little cracks or sores developing at the corners of your mouth that just don't seem to heal? no matter what lip balm or ointment you apply. Many people assume these are simply caused by dry weather, licking their lips too often, or changes in their skin as they age. But these painful little cracks, what doctors call angular cheilitis, can actually be a visible sign of specific vitamin deficiencies that could be affecting your health in less visible ways too. As we move past age 50, our absorption and utilization of certain vitamins, particularly riboflavin, vitamin B2, vitamin B6, and iron can become less efficient. At the same time, some of the medications commonly prescribed to older adults can further deplete these nutrients or interfere with their absorption. When these vital nutrients run low, one of the places it often shows up first is at the corners of your mouth. Here's what's happening. The delicate skin at the corners of your mouth requires adequate levels of these specific nutrients to maintain its integrity and heal properly. When these nutrients are in short supply, this skin becomes more vulnerable to breakdown and infection. What starts as a small crack can become a persistent, painful problem because your body lacks the nutritional building blocks needed for proper healing. In more significant deficiencies, these mouth cracks can be accompanied by other symptoms like fatigue, a sore tongue, sensitivity to light, or even skin rashes. That's because these same nutrients play crucial roles in energy production, skin health, and nerve function throughout your body. Let me tell you about Eleanor, who's 64. She struggled with persistent, painful cracks at the corners of her mouth for nearly 6 months. She tried every lip balm and antifungal cream available without lasting improvement. When she finally consulted with a nutritionist, testing revealed significantly low levels of riboflavin and iron. It turned out that her new medication for high blood pressure was interfering with her riboflavin metabolism, while her switch to a more plant-based diet hadn't been providing adequate iron. By adding specific supplements and making targeted dietary adjustments, the cracks healed completely within 3 weeks. More importantly, addressing these deficiencies improved her energy levels and reduced other symptoms she hadn't even connected to her nutrition, like the headaches she'd been experiencing with increasing frequency. Here's a simple way to assess this. Look in the mirror and check the corners of your mouth for small cracks, redness, or crusting that seems persistent. If you notice these changes, particularly if they don't respond to simple moisturizing, it may be worth investigating whether nutritional deficiencies are playing a role. Ignoring these small but persistent cracks could mean missing an important clue about nutritional gaps that might be affecting your health in more significant ways. If you've been dealing with this issue, don't just keep applying more lip balm. Consider it a potential sign that your body needs more nutritional support from the inside out. Fourth sign, unexplained bruising, a blood vessel vulnerability. If you've noticed you seem to bruise more easily now than you did when you were younger, perhaps developing purple marks from seemingly minor bumps you barely remember, you might assume it's just part of having thin skin as you age. While some increase in bruising is common as we get older, excessive or unexplained bruising can actually signal specific nutrient deficiencies that impact far more than just your skin's appearance. Many adults over 50 don't realize that nutrients like vitamin C, vitamin K, and bioflavonoids play crucial roles in maintaining the strength and integrity of your blood vessels. As we age, our absorption of these nutrients can decrease, while certain medications, particularly blood thinners and some antibiotics, can further affect how our body uses them. When these key nutrients run low, your capillaries, those tiny blood vessels just under your skin, become more fragile and prone to breaking from minor trauma. Here's what happens. These essential nutrients are needed to produce and maintain collagen and other structural proteins that keep your blood vessels strong and elastic. When these nutrients are in short supply, the walls of your small blood vessels become more fragile and can rupture more easily from minor bumps or pressure. The result is bruising that seems out of proportion to any injury you recall, often appearing on your arms, hands, or legs. In more significant deficiencies, this increased bruising can be accompanied by slower wound healing, bleeding gums when brushing your teeth, or unusually heavy bleeding from small cuts. That's because these same nutrients that strengthen your blood vessels also play important roles in your body's clotting mechanisms and healing processes. Consider Thomas's experience. At age 71, he began noticing alarming bruises appearing on his arms and legs, sometimes with no memory of bumping into anything. At first, he worried it might be something serious like leukemia or liver disease. When his doctor ran tests, his blood counts and liver function were normal, but his vitamin C levels were surprisingly low. It turned out that Thomas, in an effort to reduce his sugar intake, had drastically cut back on fruits and many vegetables. By adding targeted vitamin C-rich foods back into his diet and taking a supplement temporarily, the unexplained bruising resolved within about 6 weeks. More importantly, improving his vitamin C status also helped boost his immune function and energy levels, potentially protecting him from more serious health issues down the road. Here's a simple assessment you can try. Take a look at your arms and legs. Are there bruises you don't remember getting? Press firmly on the back of your hand for a few seconds, then release. If a bruise develops easily at that spot, your capillaries might be more fragile than they should be. Another clue is how your skin responds to pressure. Does it tear easily when you bump against something? Ignoring increased bruising isn't just a cosmetic concern. It could mean missing important signs of nutritional deficiencies that affect your blood vessel health throughout your body, including in crucial organs like your brain and heart. If you've noticed you bruise more easily now, it's worth investigating whether specific nutrient deficiencies might be playing a role. Are you finding these insights helpful? If so, please type valuable in the comments below to let me know you're still with me and finding this information useful for your health journey. Fifth sign, hair changes, a thyroid and protein warning. Our fifth and final sign, the one that's most commonly overlooked yet potentially most important for your long-term health, involves changes to your hair. Many people accept thinning hair, increased shedding, or changes in hair texture as inevitable parts of aging. But sometimes, these changes can actually be signaling important nutritional deficiencies or thyroid imbalances that could be affecting your metabolic health, energy levels, and even your cognitive function. As we move into our 50s and beyond, our protein requirements actually increase, while our absorption of nutrients like iron, zinc, biotin, and iodine can decrease. At the same time, our thyroid function often begins to shift, sometimes in ways too subtle to trigger abnormal results on standard blood tests but significant enough to affect our hair. Here's what's happening. Your hair follicles are among the most metabolically active cells in your body, requiring adequate protein, minerals, B vitamins, and proper thyroid function to maintain normal growth cycles. When any of these nutrients run low, or when thyroid function shifts, your hair is often one of the first places it shows up. You might notice increased shedding, where more hair than usual comes out when you brush or wash it. The texture might change, becoming drier, more brittle, or finer than it used to be. In some cases, you might even notice changes in color beyond the usual graying, with hair losing some of its natural pigment or vibrancy. In more significant deficiencies, these hair changes can be accompanied by fatigue, sensitivity to cold, dry skin, or subtle cognitive changes like brain fog or memory issues. That's because the same nutritional factors that affect your hair also impact nearly every system in your body, including your brain, heart, and muscles. Let me tell you about Barbara, who's 68. She had always had thick, relatively coarse hair, but over about 8 months, she noticed it becoming increasingly fine, brittle, and prone to falling out. Her hairdresser was the first to suggest it might be health-related rather than just normal aging. When Barbara finally had comprehensive testing done, it revealed mild hypothyroidism that hadn't been caught on routine tests, along with surprisingly low levels of ferritin, stored iron, and vitamin D. It turned out that Barbara's thyroid was functioning just enough below optimal to affect her hair without triggering abnormal results on standard screenings. By optimizing her thyroid function with medication and addressing her nutritional deficiencies, her hair shedding slowed within 2 months, and the texture began improving. More importantly, she also experienced significant improvements in her energy, mental clarity, and even her chronic mild depression, which she hadn't even connected to her physical health. Here's a simple way to assess your own hair. Take about 60 strands of hair between your fingers, a small pinch, and gently tug. In healthy hair, only 1 or 2 strands should come out. Are you finding more hair than usual on your pillow or in your shower drain? Has the texture changed significantly from what was normal for you in the past? These could be clues worth investigating. Ignoring changes to your hair isn't just a cosmetic concern. It could mean missing important signs of nutritional deficiencies or thyroid imbalances that affect your overall health, energy, and cognitive function. If you've noticed significant changes to your hair that seem different from the normal graying process, consider it a potential signal that your body needs more targeted nutritional or hormonal support. Final thoughts. Now that you're aware of these 5 subtle signs of nutrient deficiencies and what they might be revealing about your health, the most important thing is to listen to your body with new awareness. What might seem like minor, cosmetic changes, changes to your tongue, brittle nails, cracks at the corners of your mouth, unexplained bruising, or shifts in your hair's health, could actually be valuable messages about your nutritional status. These subtle signs are easy to dismiss or attribute simply to getting older, but they can be your body's early warning system, alerting you to nutritional gaps before they progress to more serious health complications. From compromised immune function to decreased energy, cognitive decline, or even increased risk of chronic disease, catching and addressing these deficiencies early can make a tremendous difference in how well and how long you live. If you've been experiencing any of these signs, take a moment to consider what other subtle changes you might have noticed in your health. Are you feeling more fatigued than you used to? Have you noticed changes in your mood, your sleep quality, or your ability to bounce back from stress or illness? Sometimes these seemingly unrelated symptoms can create a pattern that points to specific nutritional needs. Remember that as we age, our nutritional requirements often increase at the very same time our ability to absorb nutrients may decrease. Add to this the impact of medications, changing dietary habits, and increased stress, and it's easy to see why nutritional gaps become more common after 50, even among people who are eating reasonably well. The good news is that once identified, most nutrient deficiencies can be addressed effectively through targeted diet changes, proper supplementation, and sometimes adjustments to medications or how you time your nutrients. These relatively simple interventions can have profound effects on your health, energy, and longevity when they address the right underlying issues. So which of these subtle signs have you experienced? Have you noticed any of these changes and wondered what they might mean? I'd love to hear from you, so please leave a comment below sharing one thing you learned today and how you plan to use this information in your health journey. Your thoughts and experiences are valuable not just to me but to our entire community of viewers. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and share it with friends who might benefit from this information. Your support helps us continue creating evidence-based health content specifically designed for adults in their golden years. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Remember, your body communicates with you in whispers long before it starts to shout. Learning to recognize and respond to these subtle signals, like the 5 we've discussed today, can be your secret to a longer, healthier, and more vibrant life. Don't dismiss the small changes, they may contain the most important messages of all. Now tell me in the comments, which of these 5 subtle signs surprise you the most? And don't forget to subscribe so we can continue this health journey together.